here's a cool little trick that I didn't know about Call of Dragons. You can actually go and reforge your artifacts to reclaim all of the materials that you used to upgrade that artifact. Now, this could be particularly important if you used an emblem for an artifact that you now find a use for. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure I used some storm arrows and some other good stuff to upgrade my artifacts back in the day, and I'm gonna go reclaim those emblems. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to do it, and we'll see which artifacts I ended up burning that I'd like to get back. Hello my friends, welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And look, we've all made silly mistakes in this game, and one of them for you, as it was for me, might be investing in either the wrong artifact or investing legendary emblems for an artifact you thought you wouldn't need. Like for me, storm arrows is one of them, and I'll talk about another one in a second. I'd like to reclaim those if I use them. So this video will be the tips and tricks. It's one simple thing that you go into to actually figure that out. And step one is to unequip all of the legendary artifacts for which you think you might have some hidden gems. Step two is that you're going to need to obtain a Book of Reforging. Maybe technically this should be step one, because the Book of Reforging is rare in its appearance. It occasionally shows up in some of, I think, the spending events, and also periodically in other events, question mark? I actually don't know if it shows up in only spending events. Like there's the Lucky Ball event, there's the Recharge events where maybe it shows up there, right? I don't think I'm misremembering. There's only a couple times it shows up. These are good to get if you have something you want to go and reforge. Now, to go and reforge, you're going to select the artifact, right? You're going to hit this little icon in the upper left, and that will take you to the reforge screen. From here, it shows you everything you spent. You get back all of the stuff. Now, I'm pretty sure you can only do so much reforging per period of time. It looks like this one is even a free reforge. I think you get a free reforge every 30 days. So we're going to do this for sure, and we'll figure this out. And subscribe if you like these sorts of tips and tricks. So the Breath of Gargantus is an artifact I am still using. I'm not actually trying to reset it. And the thing we should talk about is what is your boy Chisgule over here? What am I trying to reclaim? There's two things. The first one that I'm trying to reclaim, if I used any of them somewhere, is going to be storm arrows. And storm arrows is really helpful for teleporting, as you might imagine, from place to place. Here they are, already on my screen. All right, I've got this at a skill level of 3. Higher is better. It increases the range of the storm arrows. There are times where this is really valuable. The other one that I want to try to get is the Heart of Kamasi. Now, I could have swore I used a lot of Heart of Kamasis to get artifacts to 6 stars. But now, Heart of Kamasi is one of the better options for Magrat and Zeta. I would like to have one of the better options for Magrat and Zeta. So let's see if I'm actually right in having put these into one of my other artifacts, and we can go reforge. All right. So first up, Breath of Gargantus. We looked at this one. I did use a one of these crossbows for Freygar. I actually gold crest. There it is. I don't need that back, so I'm good on that front. Wow, I used 4 gold crests on that. GG. I had a lot of extra gold crests, I think, when I went to get this. So this artifact, good. Nothing I need. Next artifact, Dragon Scale Armor. I do still use this. I used 3 of these items for the gathering thing that nobody needs. I don't say that half-heartedly. I don't know. I don't particularly find it very strong. There is a Tear of Arbin in here. I don't actually have any use for that right now, but if I did, would be good to reclaim that, right? The Sorlin's Blade. This is an interesting one. I didn't use anything that I haven't already maxed, and I did use 2 universal emblems. The Sorlin's Blade is big chillin'. Don't need to reset that one. What about the Breath of the Forest? I use this primarily in Roots of War now. I did put 2 of these, what are these, Dragon Rifts, and 1 of the Springs of Silence, I believe is what this is. I am not planning to use either of these, but good to know they're here, and a gold crest. All right. I'm surprised. I really thought I had used a lot of these things that I would want to go get. 2 more Tears of Arbin. Wow. And a Dragon Rift. I don't know why that's like, those are the only artifacts I seem to get when I pull, but okay. What about the Wolf Woman of Healer that I also took to 6 stars? 3 universal emblems and a Blood Blade banner. Wow. The Blood Blade banner, I would say, is one that most people do not need, and you only really need it in their first season. And after that season, you may as well just reset it. Here I used 2 universals, the Gathering related item and the Dragon Scale Armor, which I already have maxed out in terms of skill level. So Infernal Flame. I am really surprised. I could have swore I had a ton of these really valuable artifacts sitting around. Aha! Okay, here we get our first sort of winner, which is that this is a Storm Arrows. I want this Storm Arrows back. So let's reforge on this. I want this back. This is going to give back everything. All ascension and skill level increase costs will be returned. It looks like I presumably get my dust back, or do I lose my dust? Either way, losing the dust is fine for me at this stage of my development. I'm gonna get all of these back. So let's just check my dust quantity and see if I do get a return on that. If I scroll on down, I have 553,000 of the 100 spots, 15,000 of the 1,000 spots, 23 of the 5,000, and 59 of the 10,000. All right, let's do this thing. Details, go over here, we reforge it. You can do one artifact for free every 30 days. Wow, this is huge. If you aren't doing this, like, hey, yo, I mean, I guess I'm the noob here. All right, I haven't been doing this. It's reforged. It drops all the way back down. I get all these materials back. I can confirm. If I get a look here, did I lose the dust? I'm pretty sure I did. I did lose the dust, right? I think so. I don't think this, yeah. So sucks for the dust. I have enough dust at this stage of my development. Definitely keep that in mind as you go through this. You may not be able to afford that dust loss. So now we can go back in here. However, we go to the details, we go to the skills. I'm going to upgrade this thing right back up because I am still using it. GG easy. And we go back over here. We are going to dust this thing back up. Kind of hilarious. Okay. And we're going to star this thing back up in a second. Guess I may as well just get rid of the higher tiers of these. All right. And we take this back to the max level. Is a lot of dust, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. I think it's worth it in this instance to get the artifact back. Okay, now I need to take this thing back up in terms of the star level. So we're gonna go and do that now. All right, there's the 2-star unlock. Good. The 3-star unlock we get in just a second here. Done. GG easy. All right, we'll use the universals here. Get back the 4-star unlock. Then we'll go reclaim the 5-star unlock. And now the 6-star unlock. Now this is where I need to be careful and not use up things that I actually want to keep. So we're going to go and we're going to get rid of these 2 universal emblems. And I'm very tempted to use this gathering item, quite frankly. But I have 7 Tear of Arbon. I have 3 of these harps. I mean, I don't, yeah, I certainly can pick some of these because I don't need these. I couldn't possibly need more than 4 of them. All right, so there we go. We can contribute these in. We hit ascend. And we've basically restored this back to what it was, but recovered for myself the 1 skill up that I can put onto my Storm Arrows, which we're going to do now so I don't mess this up later. Now, this was nice to recover, but can we do better? I think perhaps we can. Is there something else I can get back that I also want? We have a couple more artifacts that we can go get a look at. These spring blades. Nothing crazy here. All these other artifacts I pretty much have maxed or do not need. All right. I could have swore I used Hearts of Kamasi. Did I really not do that? Looks like I didn't on this one either. Okay. Really surprised. We go over here to the Oath of the Storm Peak. And I've got a Sorlin's blade in here. It's a little different than what I've done before. And you can see my Reforge is on cooldown now, but I can use one of my Reforge items. So you could do 12 of these a year. The fact that I've only done 1 ever, it's pretty telling. And you don't want to do this all the time because you're going to run yourself out of dust, obviously. All right, what about the Spirit Bone Torque? Damn. Well, good news, bad news. I didn't, in a silly way, get rid of Hearts of Kamasi. The bad news is that I don't actually have any Hearts of Kamasi to recover. That's kind of a bummer. All right. Well, the good news, bad news is out there. All right. So what have we learned? You can reset once every 30 days. You lose the dust, but recover all the emblems. The value of recovering the emblems is that if you either no longer use the artifact or you want to recover an emblem for an artifact you used to star up that you shouldn't have used to star up, you can in fact get it back. I actually think that is a pretty sick system. The only thing that's left now is unfortunately the non-trivial task of going and re-equipping all the items. To unequip all the items, maybe there was a simple way to do it, but I don't see how you unequip from this screen. Call me crazy. So you have to actually just equip something else to get rid of the thing you had on. But whatever, the gold crest goes back onto Sindrian. The Spirit Bone Torque is going to go back onto Goresh. Lilia is going to, once again, have her Infernal Flame. We go back down. Hosk, we're going to give him, once again, the Reforged Rattle Spear. And then the other things I had equipped were sort of for flair-ish, special missions-ish, getting pets, really? So the Oath of the Storm Peak, of course, goes on to Ferondale. Thea, I'm going to put the Sorlin's Blade back onto her. GG easy. And I think the only other ones are right here. We've got instead the Spring Blades are really good for defending my city. I don't think I'm going to need it, but I use Theodore Bakshi. That he gets hit, so then at least it's there. On Garwood, this is where I keep the Breath of the Forest as like a, just in case in Roots of War, I can use them as a captain. And then over here, we replace with the, where are you? Okay, right up top, right in front of my face. Dragon Scale Armor, a great choice. And then lastly, over here, when I go catch pets, every now and then I jump over, obstacles. I use the Wolf Woman of Healer and have that equipped. Now, in terms of artifacts that I just straight up don't use and could theoretically just reset if I wanted to recoup stuff, the Blood Blade Banner for most people is very recoupable unless you are in the early game. Now, this season, infantry can walk through enemies, which is a new thing that's being tested in specifically the server I'm in. If that becomes a thing everywhere, I actually think that Springs of Silence could get a lot more interesting. Doing some nice AoE damage is pretty good. Slowing targets is pretty good. I mean, 3,200 factor? Hitting 3 legions? I don't know. It's decent. Of course, that's 3,200 factor, 3 legions, 20% march speed reduction for 10 seconds. Does that go up? No. Compare to if you add the hammer, though. What does this do? Oh, 3,200 for 5 targets with a stun. I mean, this is obviously better, but much, much harder to get, okay? Whatever. There you go, folks. Simple tip. Reforge artifacts if you need to. Recover those emblems, and you don't even have to do the reforge to see what you would get back. And that, for me, was really helpful because I just got a Storm Arrows. I feel better about that. I use Storm Arrows every now and then, and I'm actually super disappointed. No more Hearts of Kamasi. If you enjoyed this one, throw a like on here, subscribe to the channel. Big thank you again to the makers of Call of Dragons for sponsoring today's video. And until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. And let me know down below in the comments if there's anything you end up recovering as a result of this video. I would really like to know.